Are you thinking about selling your house off the market without posting it on the multiple listing services? Big mistake. Why would you do that? Where are all buyers shopping today? It is a true fact. 100% of home buyers do their home shopping online. So why would you not post your house on the multiple listing services? It's totally understandable that you may have some fears. I will talk about those fears, and then I will talk about what you will be missing out when you decide to sell your house off the market. And then I will address those fears at the end with solutions. The fears that some sellers may have is they don't want to go through the prep for the house to go on the market. There's definitely a solution for that. Fear number 2, they do not want the neighbors to know that they're selling their house yet. Number 3 is they do not want to show their house while they're living in it. And 4, you may already have a buyer or know of a buyer that is interested to buy your home. And I will address those 4 later on in this video. Now, let's talk about what you will be missing out if you decide to sell your house off the market. Number 1, you're gonna miss out on exposure. When I post the house on the multiple listing services, what it does, it feeds into the major real estate websites such as Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com. And as I mentioned, 100% of home buyers, they start their home search online, especially after COVID. So why would you want to miss out on the maximum exposure online? It doesn't even make any sense. I am personally, if I wanted to sell my house, I would definitely post it online to get the maximum exposure, which leads to getting the major buyer traffic through the house, which may lead to getting multiple offer and drive the house price up. Number 2, you are limiting your pool of buyers out there by having no online exposure. How is the house gonna sell? Word of mouth? This is not gonna sell your house fast and for the most money. With limited exposure comes limited demand. Number 3, it will take longer time to sell, and time is money. In your situation as a home seller, you still have to pay all the maintenance bills of this house. You have to pay mortgage, you have to pay interest, and you have to pay taxes, and you would have no clue to when will the house sell. Number 3, higher legal risks. Are you aware that the state of California requires a huge amount of disclosures that has to be presented to the buyer of their home? Usually when people sell off the market, they skip some very important disclosures that could cause a huge headache to the home seller in the future. So for example, would you want after 6 months of closing your house to have the buyer come back after you and filing a lawsuit? Absolutely not. You do not want this. Number 4, you may be underselling your house without even knowing it. As a home seller, you should know the exact value of your home before you list it on the market. I had a client that was approached by a buyer and wanted to buy their home off the market. And that buyer offered the home seller $1,650,000. And my seller actually considered it. They called me and said, Heba, we have a buyer that's interested to buy our home. They came, knocked on our door, and offered us $1,650,000. And when I looked up the comps, those homes were selling for $1,850,000. Do you see the difference? $200,000 difference. So we started getting the house ready for the market, and we did put it on the multiple listing services, which fed into Zillow, Realtor.com, and Redfin.com. And with a certain marketing strategy to expose that house to the world, my client received multiple offers. They ended up selling it for $1,875,000. So do you see how much is the difference if my client decided to sell it to that one buyer that came to their house off the market? Huge difference, thousands and thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about all the situations that I mentioned in the beginning and address them and find solutions. If you want to avoid the prepping of your house or you don't have the finances for it, the prepping of the house for sale is very easy if we put a plan, give ourselves a lot of time ahead, and that can be done very easily. If you don't have the finances for it, we have a program that we finance the updating of the house to sell so fast with absolutely no interest or upfront payments, and that amount can be paid off at the close of escrow. For example, if it will cost about $25,000 to get the house painted and change flooring to give it a fresh look to sell fast and for the maximum amount of money, so then we do finance this and I manage the process of updating your home. And this $25,000 that is the cost of updating your home does not have to be paid till the close of escrow, and it comes out of equity. Next, you want privacy and you don't want your neighbors to know that you're selling your house yet. That's totally understandable. The house will be showed by appointments and we will do open houses on certain days that work for you. But remember, the more your house is shown and the more your house is accessible, the more chances you will get more buyers and higher bids for your house. The third issue, you already have a buyer for your house. Somebody came to your house and said they will offer X amount of money. You totally don't want to do this because this person is looking for their best interest. They think they're gonna get a deal and you don't know the actual value of your home. So never fall for this. So right there, to sell your house for the maximum amount of money, you definitely have to expose it to the world to sell it for the highest price. This is Heba Rayan. I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker in Danville, in California, and I was a previous real estate appraiser. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you very much for watching.